All right, y'all, we in the middle of Underground Heat. Got my man Jazz in the building from 64111 Studios for all your mix, master, and recording needs. Head on over to 17th and Summit. Of course, you already know this is called Free Game. Jazz, welcome to the show.
Yeah. What's up, KC?
This week, we want to discuss the 3 steps of creating a record. Go ahead and break that down for us.
Recording, mixing, and mastering. Some people just go through the recording process and then they just they go ahead and put a record out. But recording is actually just the beginning steps to creating a record. Mixing is probably the most intense and tedious process. That's where you gotta get your technical stuff in with, EQ and compression, things of that nature. And then you also have your creative stuff, all your stutters, your drops. You gotta add all your effects. You gotta make sure everything blends together. That is the most time consuming, and it's also the most tedious of all 3 of the steps.
For artists who want to skip the mixing or the mastering, we can always hear these things, right, Jazz?
Yeah, I can tell if a record is just recorded and not mixed, and I can also tell if a record is mixed but not mastered. In regards to when you submit your records to 103, it's like you want to put your best foot forward because you're actually competing with these other artists in the industry that properly groom their records and they put them out. And when you guys send in records that aren't completely done, we can tell that affects how your record is perceived on air. You know what? I'll give you a few extra tips. Like, if you're recording at home, because the digital age has changed, the technology has changed, so it's a lot easier for you to have your own personal setup. Do not record in an open space. Like, you want to record in a closet or something, you want to record, like, clothes absorb the reflections in the room so it doesn't sound like you in fantastic cavern somewhere or in a gym recording your record, because we can hear that in your voice. So you want to make sure that you either do that or you can buy what's called a reflection filter. They start at $100 and they go all the way up to like $300-400. You put it directly behind the mic and it'll block out some of the sound of the room so you get a clearer signal going into your mic. Mixing versus mastering. Mixing is like when you examine every individual component of a record and you try to make sure that each of those components are as cohesive as possible. Mastering is when you take a step back and you look at the overall music and you want to make sure it's as loud as possible. You want to make sure the EQ overall can compete with these other records in the industry.
Hey man, this is Free Game, absolutely 100% free, brought to you by the good people at 64111 Studios, 17th and Summit. You want to mix, you want to master, you want to record, go on over there to 64111 Studios. Jazz, thank you for joining us this week for Free Game. Go ahead and spotlight that record that was actually recorded at 64111 Studios.
This week we're gonna spotlight Young Boss, man. He got an album out called Kansas City. I just think the intro to this album is phenomenal. It's called Meet Grizzly.
Young Boss, Meet Grizzly, Underground Heat.